So the story begins with a group of terrorists who has kidnapped a lot of children. The two main people who run this group were a doctor whose name was Veek and his companion. Then a 7-year-old girl runs away from their group. She went to the jungle. These people look for her a lot, but they don't find her anywhere because the girl was injured a lot. These people think that she must have died, because how can such a small girl live with so many injuries? When the owner of the farm comes there the next morning, he sees the girl. Seeing her injured, she picks her up and brings her home, and the doctors get her treated. The doctors tell her that she is fine. Her condition is not so bad. Then she will come to her senses very soon. Then the scene shifts here after 10 years. Here we see a girl whose name was Jane. She was a little mischievous. She picks up a lot of bags from a shop and takes them with her, without telling the owner of the shop. She was clever and smart too, even without a license. She used to drive a car. This girl is no one else but the original girl. The owner of the farm adopted her, and his daughter understood him in addition to being good at studies. She used to get her dad to work too. Often she used to study with a headache. During this, she remembers her past and her past. The memories were so terrible that her head used to burst. One day, Jane's friend shows her a video of a singing competition. If someone takes part and wins, he will be given a lot of money. Seeing this video, Jane becomes very happy and decides to take part in this competition so that he wins, because he needed money. She wanted to help her family. Then she goes to give a test for this competition, where her song is heard. Check how well she sings. And she sings here. She also does magic. She turns the mic into the air, which is very different, which was showing that she has supernatural powers. Through this, we can understand that she has something in her, which makes her different from others. Now this plan of hers remains successful. Her parents see that Jane has done magic. So they get a little worried. So Jane forbids them from doing this, because if she keeps doing this, then her reality will come in front of everyone. Through this, she will be away from her parents forever, which they don't want. The next day, Jane is going to the singing studio by train, because she was called for the next round. Then the person sitting in front of her seat, whose name was Nobleman, tries to talk to him, says that I know you, and then by signing a slap, he tries to remind her of her past, and says that the incident that happened to you 10 years ago, I was also a part of it. But Jane still doesn't remember anything. After which Nobleman gets up from there and goes to the other compartment of the train. Then she collides with a man. He was so angry that he got angry, and he attacked that man. He beats him so much that he dies, and then he picks him up and throws him out of the screaming train. Now, by seeing this scene, we understand that he is not straight. There is a dangerous form hidden behind his innocent face. Then Jane reaches the studio. She wins this round as well, and takes Jun for the next round. When she was coming running happily, then she starts getting sick. Her nose and mouth start bleeding, and with this, she starts having headaches again. When she comes out of the washroom a little normal, her friend takes her out on the road. She was also waiting for the car to come. Then 2 black cars come in front of her. Dr. B's partner comes out of the car, who asks Jane to give her a lift, and his real purpose was to kidnap her. But then their car comes. Then Jane and her friend ignore those two and go and sit in their car. When Jane came on TV, then she became famous throughout the whole country. Her singing video. Dr. B and her partner also went to her. Then she understood that this is the same girl who ran away from their captivity 10 years ago. Now we see Jane at the bus stand, who was waiting for the bus to come. Yes, just now the nobleman's car comes and stops near her. He also talks about giving her a lift, but when she refuses, then the nobleman says, just think about your family. If you don't agree, then their life can also be in danger. Hearing this, she was very nervous. She immediately starts running for her house. When she reaches home and sees her parents safe and sound, then her life comes to life. On the same night, when her whole family was sleeping, then Jane starts crying holding her head. Her friend was also at her house. Then she starts going to the washroom. Now Jane starts hearing someone's voice from outside. She gets up and sits nervously. She comes out. Then a man puts a gun on her, and a man had a knife on her friend's neck. Then their leader comes in front of them, who was Dr. B's companion, and he came to kidnap Jane. They were telling her to come with them. That's when Jane starts having a headache again. But when a man forcibly tries to take her away from there, then Jane turns red with anger. She hits that man hard, and she snatches the gun from him and kills the rest of the people. Now she couldn't believe herself, that despite being normal, how did I do this? That's when the nobleman and his companions come here. They tell her, I told you that I know you. You're not normal like humans. You hurt everyone. This is the reason that I and those people were after you. If you come with me, then it's good for you. Your memory will also come back. Jayan agrees to come with them. They bring her in a car to a research lab, where she meets Dr. B. Dr. B looks at Jayan and gets very happy, and says, I thought you were dead, but when you came on TV and did that magic, then I believed that you are the same, and my courage was over. Came back again. She still couldn't remember anything, and her nose and mouth start bleeding again. Dr. B was sitting in the other room and talking to her, starts laughing, and tells her doctor to give her that injection. Then he does the same, and gives her that injection. Here Dr. B tells her that you are a witch in human form, a witch, and now you will remember everything. You will also know about your past, and about your powers, about these supernatural powers. But yes, we will not give you this injection every day, that's why your nose and mouth will keep bleeding. Don't worry about it. Now Dr. B's intention was that she should apply the injection and use it for herself. But now the story takes a very different turn here. Jayan suddenly starts smiling, and says, what do you think? You brought me here. You are wrong. Because I wanted to come here that you can apply this injection to me. Because this increased my life by a few more years. Although due to a disease, I had to die after a few days. But thank you. You made my job easy. After which she gets up with a very dangerous look. And with her powers, she kills all the doctors present there. After which she comes out and starts killing everyone in this lab. Now here I will tell you. How are these powers in Jayan? Because actually, she is a witch. That's why she ran away from her cage at such a young age. Because she had supernatural powers since childhood, and she killed all the people in Dr. B's lab and ran away from there in the whole film. She was just doing the drama. Actually, she remembered everything that happened to her, and she didn't take part in the singing competition. Because her family needed money. In fact, she took it so that she could reach Dr. B, and all this was her plan, her magic. Meeting the nobleman, kidnapping, everything was in it. According to the plan, she comes here and kills everyone. To take her revenge, she then shoots Dr. B's leg and says, what did you think? I forgot you. I am you. And how can I forget that day when you gave me pain in which I used to suffer every day? She shoots him again. That's when the nobleman comes here, who points a gun at Jayan. Now nobleman was also a kid like Jayan, whom Dr. B had kidnapped. But he didn't have powers like Jayan. This was the reason that he used to get jealous of Jayan. He was after him. That's when Dr. B's companion comes to Jayan, and he remembers Dr. B's madness, that how merciless he was. That night he did a lot of harm to me. Before he could attack him, Jayan catches him and beats him very badly. She twists his body a lot, breaks his bones, which eventually leads to his death. Now only two people are left, Jayan and nobleman, where they also have a very strong fight. Both were attacking each other, but Jayan finally kills him. While dying, she asks nobleman about the main office, where she can go and find a cure for her illness. When he tells her, Jayan kills him. Then she goes to the hospital, to her parents, because her mother was very sick. Now Jayan's dad tells her another truth. That was when I was injured that day. I came to know that you are a witch, because as soon as you came there, a lot of animals on the farm died. Although I wanted to send you away, but on your mom's request, we kept you and raised you like our children. Saying this, she becomes sad. Jayan also became emotional. Then she says that, Dad, for now, I am going from here. But yes, I promise you that I will come back and meet you. After that, she reached the main office, who was shouting at this place. She was Dr. B's lookalike. She was a witch. She was scared of Jayan's destruction, so that's why she gives him the vaccine, which will cure Jayan's illness, and she will also be saved from dying. Now only one more girl comes. She starts attacking Jayan, which she tells him that if you touch me, then I will blow your head off. After that, the scene shifts to a small girl, who was looking like Jayan, and was covered in blood. She was standing in an unknown place. Here we see a lot of dead animals, which no one else. This girl did not kill. Here we understand that she is also a witch, and she also has supernatural powers. She was first a human, after which she was made a mutant. Then some changes were made to make her a witch. Everyone knows this girl by the name of Arc 1. Here Arc 1 starts hearing her moan, which was calling her. She was also standing there, that a dog comes and suddenly attacks her, after which, this scene gets cut here. And we see the story of some time ago, where we see two schoolgirls on a bus, The girl with the headphone tells her friend that I am pregnant. That means I am going to be a mother. But yes, you don't tell this to anyone. Keep it a secret. The driver turns the car on an unknown road. Then some people wear masks, came on the bus, and they put poisonous gas everywhere by which that pregnant girl, everyone falls unconscious. People wearing masks pick up that girl and take her with them. And when she regains consciousness, she finds herself in front of Dr. Big. Here in the news, it was being told about this girl's bus, that this bus has fallen into a ravine. Because of this, all the people in it have died. Seeing that girl is very sad. She then asks Dr. Big, "That's why am I here after all? And I am going to be a mother. So please let me go from here." As Dr. Big tells her that yes, I know, you are going to be a mother. And not just one, to children. That means twin children, and those children, we will use them for our experiment. For our experiment, we can duplicate more clones like them, which that girl doesn't understand at all. After which this story shifts again in the present time. Here we see some mutants, who was very powerful, because they too were made mutants by changing humans. All these mutants go to Dr. Big's lab and kill everyone there, because this was their mission. After they leave, we see a girl there, who was covered in blood, but surprisingly, she was still alive and was able to walk easily. She comes out. She has a severe headache. Her powers increase so much that we can see everything around her flying in the air. She could hear her mother's voice, who was calling her to herself. Her name is in an unknown chamber, from which we can understand that this girl is none other than Arc 1. At that time she was a child, but today in the present time, she has grown up. Now Arc 1 was walking and came on the road. Although the car is very fast, passes very close to her, but she is not scared of it at all. That's why the car stops ahead. That car comes back again and stops near Arc 1. There were a lot of people in the car who all looked like goons. The boss of the goons asks about it to Arc 1, but she doesn't answer. He then kidnaps Arc 1 and makes her sit in his car because those people were kidnapping a girl who was a businessman and were taking her with them. And the boss of the goons believed that if Arc 1 sees our car, then it can become a problem for us. Because people trouble Arc 1 and start killing that boy. Because of this, Arc 1 gets so angry that she has to use her powers here. She suddenly starts feeling very bad. She was throwing them out of the car one by one, some from the front window, some from the door, and some from the back side, when their car has an accident and all the goons are killed, except for the boss of the goons, that girl. And Arc 1, she was saved. Then when Arc 1 goes ahead to kill the boss of the goons, then the owner of the land stops her from doing that. She doesn't kill him, she leaves him. Here we know that is the boss of the goons was taking the landowner with him because he wanted to buy his land, but the landowner didn't want to do this to the boss of the goons, was taking him so that he kills him. Then the landowner calls her uncle that he comes here and takes her with him. Then when her uncle comes here, Arc 1 starts feeling something. She was feeling bad. She was bleeding from her nose and mouth, with which she becomes unconscious. Because of this, the landowner puts Arc 1 in the car and takes her with him. Then we see her uncle is a doctor. She takes out all the pills from Arc 1's body, but we are surprised to see that all her wounds are healing on their own. Her uncle thinks that maybe I am under the influence of alcohol. That's why I am seeing this. This is just my delusion. Then we see a soldier girl, who was bleeding, and she had a lot of dead bodies because she entered a research lab and killed a lot of mutants. Here with the soldier girl, she had a companion. We can understand this from their talks, that they both work for Dr. Big, and on Dr. Big's orders, they killed a lot of mutants. We see this soldier girl, who was taking out the pills from her body. Her body doesn't change suddenly, with which we understand that she was a mutant. Her companion was also a mutant. Because of this, all her wounds were healing on their own. She goes to meet Dr. Big. She orders him to somehow find Arc 1 and kill him, because he has run away, and he is a dangerous mutant like you. Then the soldier girl gives a device, with the help of which she will find Arc 1, because they have a chip in Arc 1's body that they can track and find him. The soldier girl and her companion, who was going from there, they feel that someone is following them. Then the soldier's companion stops the car and starts fighting with them. They throw their heavy weapons at her, and he very easily just stops her with his own hands. He was climbing on the tree and was hitting her, and the tree was breaking. Then with the help of his device, he picks her up and hits her a lot. After killing her, the soldier girl tells her companion that this must be our old companion, the leader of the mutants, for whom I used to work 10 years ago. That's why she goes to meet her boss, the leader of the mutants, and from their talks, we come to know that this soldier girl is none other than Jian. She tells the leader of the mutants that now you leave us behind. I have come here for some other purpose. The landowner brings Arc 1 to her house, where she meets her brother too. After eating Arc 1, when she goes to her room to sleep, then suddenly she gets a sharp headache. Her nose and mouth started bleeding. Outside, the leader of the mutants with his companions once again came to threaten the landowner, and his brother hits him a lot. This thing Arc 1 had also seen. Then she gets very angry. She comes out and one by one she teaches everyone a good lesson. She was just picking them up and throwing them away. The car, the landowner, he was so scared that I am picking up the car and throwing it away, or any person that too far away. Seeing this, the goon's boss gets so scared that he runs away from there. Then, the next day, the goon's boss, the group of mutants comes, who asks her about Arc 1, on which he says, okay, I will tell you about it, but you make me like you, that is, mutant. Then the people agree with him. The leader of the mutants gives him a serum lie on himself. After the meeting, he was going home. Then Jaeyoon comes to meet him and his companion. They tell him that the girl whom you have kept in Arc 1 is not a person but a mutant, a witch. She threatens the landowner to give her back to us, otherwise we will kill your brother. To save his life, we have to kill him for the plan. Jaeyoon had told him that he will escort his brother and leave by the night, after which we will come to your house and catch Arc 1. Jaeyoon changes her mind. She signals to go from there. Then the goon's boss comes here, who shoots the landowner. His brother shows the way to run from here to Arc 1 and goes back to save his sister. The landowner didn't listen to Jaeyoon. That's why he got angry, and with a missile, the landowner blows up the house. With the attack of this missile, Arc 1 is killed, but she had already left from there. The goon's boss, the landowner's brother, is about to be killed. Then here, Jaeyoon and his companion come and save him. Jaeyoon's man, the girl of the mutant group, starts fighting and kills him because these mutants had also come here with the goon's boss on one side. Jaeyoon fights with the mutant's boss, whereas her companion was killing the other mutants. But the mutant group was gaining weight on both of them. She kills Jaeyoon and her companion a lot, and she was injured a lot. Her condition made her feel that she will die. Arc 1, who was also conscious from the missile, she regains consciousness. She comes back because everything around was flying in the air, and in a snap, she kills 3 mutants very easily. The mutants' leader, the one who was about to run away, Jaeyoon comes there, who tells the mutant that you have become the enemy of his life. Saying this, she kills him with a knife. She now reveals the secret that I am looking for Arc 1 because she is my sister. Yes, absolutely. These two are sisters because her mom is stuck in some chamber. Jaeyoon takes Arc 1 with her, after which Dr. B gets the news that both the sisters have met. She knew that they will come here looking for their mom, and with that, both parts of this story end here.